cells is not healthy anymore. And this is why so many people are chronically sick, because their body is not performing on 100%.
Like in USA, in the Europe, in Australia, why there is this much disbalance? What caused that?
It's a question of your lifestyle. Another thing we can measure is the omega-3 and omega-6 balance, because we have found out more than 90% of people worldwide lack omega-3.
So thank you very much, Sabrina, for coming to my podcast, Business Breakthrough. It's very nice to having you here. We just recently met, and yeah, obviously we had a chance to talk a little bit on the Red Bull Racing event when we met. But I don't know as much as about you as I would want to. So maybe could you describe a little bit in a few sentences what is it you do mainly, so we can get to know you a little bit more.
Yes, thanks for having me first. Yeah, I'm Sabrina. I'm a business coach and energy healer, which is a really beautiful combination, because I kind of combine both strategy and intuition and wisdom. And I do this since 5 years now. Basically, I help women to find out more about their own talents and skills, and then help them build their own online business.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you very much for sharing. And so you mentioned that you are a business coach, energy healer, and so you mentioned you are focusing on women, especially for women, right?
That's right. Yeah. Currently, I only work with women. Asking me why, I can't really tell. I think I'm just like how I teach business and combining it with the energy healing work and helping release old emotions, mind patterns, and showing them a really female art of doing business. I think this is why I attract mainly women. Yeah.
Would you think that there is more women are more tend to go for things like that, so they more believe in energy and doing these kind of emotional things than men? They're more close-minded for these things. So do you think that will be maybe another reason, or?
Yeah, I would say women are much more open-minded to energy. I think most people struggle with believing that energy healing do work. So the first thing I tell them usually is, I mean, you don't doubt that we have a Wi-Fi connection, right? And all our phones are connected to the internet. And it's kind of like we are. We are having an energetic field aura around us. And those fields are interconnected with each other, communicate with each other. And I think women are more open to it, but I also see men start to open up more and more and want to know more about energy healing work and what it can do also for their success and business.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much. Are you having any specific industries, for example, what you are focusing on as a business coach, or it doesn't matter what business it is when you are helping them with that online presence?
Yeah, usually it's really women working in a field where they help people to live a more healthy, happy life. Basically, it's mindset coaches, it's also energy healer, because I also train them to become an energy healer. So if they're not yet certified or they don't have experience and want to learn how to do that, I also teach them. I have clients who help other people to establish a sports program, for example, also, or other clients who do teach women how to connect back to their heart and body. I have health coaches I'm working with. So basically, a pattern I can recognize is they are all women who want to help change the world, make it a better place. And all of them are helping people to become more healthy and happy.
Okay. Seems like because you are like that, so you are attracting the same people, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And so, what usually is there a problem what they are facing, which you are helping them to solve? Like you mentioned, you are helping them to go online, and then obviously helping them to probably reach more people. But what is their challenge they are having? Like, why do they reach out to you? They need you for those things.
Yeah. Well, the main struggle they have when they come to me is clarity. So they don't know really how to position themselves, what they want to sell, what to talk about, what to focus on. I think women are great in, I want to help everybody and I want to do everything at the same time. So when they come to me, we kind of structure their ideas. And the first thing I do, and which is one of my greatest passions, is doing an Akasha chronic reading with them. It's like a soul reading where we connect with the soul, with the person. And the Akasha Chronic is something like a book of life about the past, the present, and the future. And we go into that book and see what's there, like what's the path for her, what's the soul's blueprint, what does she really want to achieve in this life. And also we see what needs to be released so that path is free, so she can go there. So clarity is a big one. That's the first one. And this is where my energy healing skills really play a big role, because I help them also to connect better to their intuition again. So they really trust themselves and the vision they want to go for. And then the second thing I see, especially with women, is that they charge their work under value. So most of them, as a healer or coach or mentor, they sell one-on-one sessions at 80 euros, 100 euros, 150 euros, maybe maximum. And even with those prices, they feel guilty sometimes and they feel shame. And this is where I help them first with the energy healing work to release these stuck patterns, because let's say more than 90% is not what we believe in. It's like the copy of our parents, our ancestors, the society, what we have grown up with. And I help them release this stuck energy so they can develop a new mindset and a new feeling around money, prices, selling. And then what we do is developing a strategy to their first 100,000 euros. So because when women come to me and then they show me what they are doing, I can clearly see it's impossible to make even the first 100,000 euros with their business. So we develop a plan, a price position, and offer with that they can achieve that goal. And then the third thing is really taking action, not giving up, and going onto that path to build that business step by step. Yeah, so that's basically, I think, another big thing. Women love to dream big, but then when it comes to taking action, they just need someone who shows them what to do and where to focus on.
Perfect. Yeah, I love that. I think like in a business, when people do things, I had the same. It's like lacking that clarity, what to do first, what's the main thing I should be focusing on, because we tend to do a lot of different things we do in our business, and sometimes we are lacking that clarity. And actually, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I'm actually running an event. It's a free event in here in my offices. And it's a 3 hours own your clarity or something like that, I called it. I don't know. So it's for that business people who are actually lacking that. So actually definitely with you on that. And you mentioned you are helping them with structure, right?
Yeah.
I can see that in the past I had one woman, and she hired me because she wanted have actually a coach who is a man, because men are a little bit better with structure, maybe lacking a little bit of the intuition. And then she wanted that structure into her business, because she was like, every session she was coming with another like 5 ideas which she wants to do. I'm like, come on, you need to focus on one thing to start with. So that's really good that you are helping them with that. But in here, this is interesting. You said that a lot of them are undervalued, and I definitely see that as well a lot with clients. So tell me the process, how you're going to help them to become, so they value themselves more. And if now they are feeling like, 150 euros a session, it feels kind of a lot. So how are you going to change that to, let's say, 500 euro or 1,000 euro in order to make this 100,000 euros a year? So how are you going to go about it with them?
First is like really opening their eyes to the truth. Like you can make 100K. There's two possibilities, whether you charge 150 euros per session, and then you have to sell more than 300 coaching one-on-one sessions in a year, which is crazy, I think, because you have to sell every single session. You have to win 300 clients or get the ones who come to come again. And also what I see is you cannot really help someone who does a single session with you when it comes to healing, because those people, they don't take responsibility for their healing process, for their self-healing process. They just come to the practitioner and expect them to fix them. But if the
Yeah.
mindset, the energy, and the daily habits don't change, they stay in the same energy and thought pattern, and they come with the same problems again and again and again and again. And when I talk to those women, they tell me they are frustrated. They don't want to do that anymore. And
Mm.
this is where I tell them, yeah, and the second chance to get to 100K is sell 10 times a 10,000 euro package. And you only need
Yeah.
10 clients. And then you have committed clients. You have clients who really want to work on themselves, who are with you for a certain period of time. So rather do a package where you can really make a difference to someone's life, learn how to sell high ticket, learn to own your value, and then get rid of those single coaching sessions. For sure, they
Mm-hmm.
understand that pretty fast. So that's done within the first 5 minutes. Then we make the plan. So, and then is where the most challenging part comes, because then they have to commit to one offer, to one
Mm-hmm.
price, and then develop themselves to really sell at that price. And you are in business too, you know how it is. We need a sales funnel, a process that works to really win clients. So this is
Mm-hmm.
the journey we step on. When doing the Akasha Chronic reading, we already channel the information. So it's really intuitive. We channel through like, what's the offer? What's the pricing? What does her soul want to experience in the next period of life? And what happens then is usually like an awakening process, because they realize what they've done so far is not even reflecting who they are. They just did it because someone else did it. So again, they have been a copy of someone else's idea. And when they come to me, they kind of get rid of all of those copies. So layer by layer,
Mm-hmm.
because this takes time. So usually I work with women minimum 5 months, but my preferred version is 12 months, because it takes time to get off those layers. And
Mm-hmm.
then they have a completely new vision, a new drive, a new purpose, what they really want to contribute to this world. And then just by going forward by intuition, they receive the idea, the visuals, the program name, the price, everything becomes clear. And once that is done, then we step on to the more strategical part. So they develop that offer, they write it down, and then we help them build basically a sales funnel to sell it. Because what I got tired of, what most women are tired of when they come to me, is posting daily on Instagram. I think it
Mm-hmm.
does make sense to be present always and as much as you can. But I think even more important is really to establish a funnel that works for you while you're sleeping. So this is what we are doing. I work together with another sales expert. She's really good in sales psychology, in communication, in storytelling. So we help them to sell their story, their hero story. So where do they come from?
Mm-hmm.
How did they develop that offer, and why is it perfect? Like, how did they heal themselves, basically, because they are all working in the field of healing.
Mm-hmm.
How did they overcome their struggles? And then we help them build that sales funnel, which is basically starting with a landing page where you sign in for their free webinar. And this webinar,
It
whether
always starts with the free stuff, right?
always you need something.
Yeah, they hook you in, and after you're like 50K in, and you're like, what happened?
That's it. Right. That's how I sell my 50K offers, for example.
Keep going,
Right.
keep
You
going.
need, yeah, you
Yeah,
need
so
that
free
context.
stuff, free stuff. Yeah, we know what it means, free.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. To get a taste of the energy you're gonna buy.
Yeah. They need to know if they like the person, if they like something to do with them. So it's good. It's free because they have a taste. Because maybe they get something else for free, someone else, and they're like, ah, it's not the right person, so they can move on.
Yeah, and I think it has to be a match on both sides, because also as the person selling, you don't want to have everybody as your client. So you really want to have someone who's fun, who's committed, who's like forward driven, doing what needs to be
Mhm.
done. And yeah, so it's on a value on both sides.
Mhm.
So this is
So you help them to develop the also the lead generation. Also, you mentioned that it's all working behind the scenes for them.
yeah, we
So,
help them to put advertising, so they pay a little daily advertising budget. I think this is really well invested money to get in regular sales calls or even to directly sell your offer from the webinar or launch event. And yeah, then they learn by doing how to sell 5, 10, whatever K offers. And yeah, that's basically it. Filling
And
their
tell me,
courses or selling one-on-one sessions. That really depends on the person.
yes, and what is your vision? You are helping all these women. What is your bigger vision? Like, where is it you are heading with all of that?
My vision was always like find out how much more happy, healthy, and rich we can be as humanity. So this was a question that was always driving me forward. I always wanted to know how much more is possible, because I feel everyone is happy with what they have. I'm never happy with what I have. I always want to achieve more, not because it's not good what I have. I just want to find out as a human, what's the potential? Like, how much more mind capacity can we use? How much more emotional maturity can we have? How much more financial freedom can we create? And really helping other people to step on that path, because I see so many people, and especially women, struggling with creating money, with financial freedom. And that's one thing I want to change in this world. And the other thing is there's so many unhealthy people. Like, we have studies that 19 of 20 people you meet in your daily life are sick, chronically sick. And
Wow.
it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, I mean, think of the people you know in your life, and think of if there is someone who's not sick, who's not having any problem with their health. Most people have something. And this made me like expanding my business also now more into the health industry, because I also have that approach that everyone, like all of my male side of my family, my biological dad, my grandpa, my grandma, for health reasons and issues that could have been prevented if they would have had the knowledge, or if I would have had the knowledge at that time that I have today. And like, my dad died at a heart attack, could have been prevented. Today I would have known what to do. My grandpa had cancer, and my grandma had Alzheimer. And today I would have known what to do to help them to prevent it or to become older. And I think it's always the things that happen to us in life that makes our vision even bigger or makes us want to change the world. So this is what me, it's always health and money. That's the two things I want to change in this world.
Yeah, yeah, it's really good because obviously I get into health more and more myself as well, and it's important because I mean, like, you always know people are saying, like, if you are healthy, you have a million wishes, but if you are not healthy, you have only one, right? So a lot of people are not focusing on the health side at all, and after are struggling, and they don't have the right energy for their business and for anything. So it's very important to keep up the health and focus on that and learn more. uh, yeah, there's so many things to learn, but I think sometimes people are overwhelmed with what they should be doing. Um, I, for example, attended multiple times a lot of events with Tony Robbins, and then they obviously give you a lot of advice and help. And what I really like about it, they just keep it very simple. They just tell you, do these things, try it, and then you'll see how you feel. And I don't question it. I don't ask why it's what's behind it. I don't need to know all the science. I just like do so for a few of these things, and I'm like, hey, it feels good. Yeah, I feel better. So I think when you find the people who understand it, it's just like take the advice and just do it, and don't need to know everything because people are overwhelmed. Like, oh, and why is that, and why is that? Yeah,
True. The
yeah.
biggest
I have a
thing is
new thing actually next week. I don't know if you also have it or not, they mentioned to have a water ionizer. Have you heard about it? Do you have it?
I actually don't have it. I'm traveling a lot, so it has to be always really easy with my travels. So I focus on what's
Yeah,
easy to do for me while traveling the world. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to in all the hotels you are staying, like, hey, get me my water ionizer.
Yeah, I
So
always try to good quality.
mhm. So where everywhere are you traveling, and why are you traveling so much?
Well, I always wanted to have an online business to be flexible, travel the world, work
Mm-hmm.
from anywhere. And I always wanted to live in Australia. So I made that dream come true this year in April. I moved to
Mm-hmm.
Australia. And yeah, but then still I'm German and I had a couple of things to do here. I joined some events. Also, I started a new business cooperation with a really innovative health company, and I went to an event in Oslo. Then I went to Munich, where I've been
Mm-hmm.
living for more than 10 years. Now I'm in Nice, where I lived the last 6 months doing business here also. So it's always a mixture of business and private life and combining it and being flexible and sometimes wondering, where I'm going to spend my next 3 weeks before going to Hollywood, actually. Um, speaking, yeah, it's kind of a luxury problem, I feel, but it's what I always wanted to have. So this is also why I encourage people to do their own online business. You can just fulfill all your dreams, live
So are
wherever you.
you going to, you mentioned you're going to Hollywood, like to LA for the event with JT, or
Right, yeah, I'm gonna speak.
to make a success?
Yes.
Mhm. You'll be speaking there?
Sorry?
Sorry, it's just a connection. Are you going to be speaking there, you mentioned?
Yes, I'm gonna speak. Yes,
Oh, very good. Very good. Nice. Are you excited?
I am. It's the biggest stage so far.
That's good. Yeah, I think it should be around 1,500 people. It's
Yeah,
capped, I think, by that. Yeah. So see, I'll see how you speak. I'll be
yeah.
there.
You'll be there too?
Yeah, yeah, I'll be
Amazing.
there. Yeah,
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 we're gonna have great times in LA, I guess. It's really exciting
yeah.
up to that.
Yeah, I've never been to USA at all, so it's my first time ever traveling so far. So I'm like, I don't even know. The plane will be actually comfortable for the first time because just traveling in the Europe is always small plane. So it's gonna be something different for a change.
Yeah. I actually
And
like overseas flights when you travel business, because then you can just lay down and sleep.
mhm. And in Australia, where in Australia do you stay? Because I'm heading there in March, so just curious.
South of Brisbane, pretty close to
Oh,
the area.
okay. Okay, that's interesting because it's actually good. If you'll be there in that time, because I spoke with one person from Insider. She's from Australia. I've done an interview with her. It's also online. Christina, I think Katsanavas, if this is how you pronounce it. And she's doing, I think, real estate, and she's very nice. She's very successful, and I think she lives somewhere around Brisbane. And then also another insider, I'll be speaking with him, with Daniel. And then he's also a very successful entrepreneur. And what I'm trying to do, I'm heading there for an event for 4 or 5 days. It's in Cairns. But what my plan is to start down south. I'll take my family and we'll travel up north. So what I want to do like 1 day mastermind where we'll just meet people who are there around, people from different industries, and we can have a good day together, share insights from each other and especially build stronger connections. So if you will be there and if you will be interested in coming on or something like that, that'll be cool.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I actually met Christina also in Brisbane at one of JT's
Ah,
events. So yeah, I
yeah,
know her.
yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah, 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 she's yeah, and I don't know where Daniel lives, but yeah, he's really nice as well. And there is more people I met there. Also, Luke, I met him now in the Red Bull racing. We went for running together. I have no idea where he lives there. There's a lot of people from Australia. Yeah,
The
yeah,
best place to live on planet Earth, I would say.
yeah. Again, I'll be going there for the first time, so maybe I'll think that too, and maybe I'll move. But in Scotland, it's so nice and warm, no rain.
Happy people.
Happy people. Yeah. Okay. So we know what your vision, we know what you are helping these women to. Is there anything else you are doing apart of those things with energy, business coaching? Is there any other mission you are on? I don't know, helping someone somewhere, something what you would like to share, so something we should maybe know about you.
Yeah, definitely. I really help people now to improve their health with a really
Mm-hmm.
fun and innovative concept I think everyone should know about.
Okay.
It's focusing on the cells health. So we go
Uh-huh.
into the smallest parts of our body, because I'm convinced this is where health begins. Once your cells are happy and healthy and nourished, the whole body and the system comes back to balance and back to health. And
Mm-hmm.
what I do, since this year, I started a corporation where we can test people about their individual health. And the best thing about it is you don't have to go and see a doctor. It's a test you can do at home, really simple. Blood test,
Mm-hmm.
test yourself. And then we get information about your cell's health. So we can see the cell permeability, for example. We have found out that most people's cells can only integrate 30% of the nutrition, the food you take into your body, the supplements most people are already taking. And
Mm-hmm.
it means if only 30% can go into the cell, only 30% can be detoxed. So we see that
Mm-hmm.
the metabolism of the cells is not healthy anymore. And this is why so many people are chronically sick, because their body is not performing on 100%. Another thing we can measure is the omega-3 and omega-6 balance, because we have found out more than 90% of people worldwide lack omega-3.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they are already supplementing, because you would need to eat 1.5 kilo of fish every day to get your daily omega-3 level, which is insane. I mean, who could eat 1.5 kilo of fish and then also
Big fish.
eat fish? Right. Or if you're vegan, you would need to consume 4 kilograms of algae every day. So
Oh,
it's impossible.
yeah.
Instead, we have developed an oil which you can use, and where you just take a little shot every day, and that helps
Mm-hmm.
get your omega-3 level. And also, it's a really individual formula that
Mm-hmm.
the omega-3 products on the market don't have. So it makes
Mm-hmm.
the cell permeability comes back to 90 to 100%, so that all the nutrients really arrive in the body, and also all the supplements you are taking, and also that the cell can detox completely again. And
Mm-hmm.
this has helped people with so many chronic issues, if it's diabetes, gut problems, intolerances, ADHD. I feel so many kids already have ADHD. So many people have ADHD. It doesn't have to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an
Mm-hmm.
unbalanced nervous system that can come back to balance. And omega-3
Mm-hmm.
main ingredients the body needs to come back into balance.
Mm.
Yeah, so many civilization illnesses could be prevented with that knowledge. So this was something I got so curious about, because it's a perfect combination for my energy healing work. And I feel like since adding those products and testing people and finding out about their health, the energy healing work, everything is just accelerated, because the body is well nourished, and then it's so much more easy to work on the
Mm-hmm.
energetic body and the mindset also.
Mm-hmm. And if people, you mentioned that they absorb only 30% in their cells. So is there anything that people can start doing right now if they listen? It's like, okay, how do I improve it? And let's say, okay, before I order any omega-3 or, the oil, what you have, like what they can do like now in order to improve that.
Well, really taking the test actually to first find out about the balance, because in Europe, the balance is omega-6 15 to omega-3 1, 15 to 1,
Mm-hmm.
the average. In the United States, it's even worse. It's 23 to 1. And I think in Australia, it's a little bit better. It's 12 to 1, but it should be
Mm-hmm.
1 to 1. So
Mm-hmm.
in Europe, people have 15 times more omega-6 in the cells than they should have, for example. And also the what's it called? WHO, they recommend the level should be 1 to 1 or worst 3 to 1 of omega-6 to
Mhm.
omega-3. So, I mean, what helps is really consuming more for sure of those omega-3 products that we have, like as mentioned, fish, algae, linseed, nuts, etc. But with the values I have told you, there is just no chance with the nutrition and the kind of richness our nutrition today has to come back to the values you really need. So first thing I
Mhm.
always recommend is doing this test to find out about your individual health status, because we also in that test we see the mental capacity. So what's the
Mhm.
strength? And also we see silent inflammations, which causes many chronic disease. And then people suddenly become clarity why they cannot focus that much anymore, why they feel exhausted so many times, why they lack clarity, why they can't make decisions. So basically the key factors to run a successful business. And it's really hard to make a person perform when the body is tired and there is no
Yes.
mental power and clarity anymore. So I
Mhm.
think taking the test is the first step. Then you get clarity, and from there we can work on and see if the oil always makes sense. We have tested so many people.
Mhm.
There's rarely someone who really hits the values. I think there was one older woman age 70, 80. She was the only one tested so far who hit the values, which is kind of a miracle. Yeah.
Mhm. And why do you think, or what the research says, why it is like that with the people, like in USA, in the Europe, in Australia? Why there is this much disbalance? What caused that?
It's a question of your lifestyle. I mean, you
Mhm.
really have to be, because we need those intakes of omega-3. We need it every day. We cannot save it. It's like food. We cannot say we eat 1 month of food now and then we store all the good nutrition and values for the next month. We have to eat every day healthy. And I mean, look at our lives. Everyone's working a lot, everyone's busy. So, what people save time mostly is the food. So, they get
Mhm.
processed food. Processed food doesn't have any values like pre-cooked food. You just heat it up, warm it up. It's impossible to nourish your body with what it needs if you eat like that. And we would need to eat so many veggies, fruits, nuts, and seeds that is almost impossible to do. So also for this, we have another product where we combine the 8 most important fibers, because fibers are so important that you have a healthy gut and that your gut produces good bacteria, so intolerances, etc., can be prevented.
Mhm.
And for example, we combine the 8 most important fibers. No other product on this in this world is doing it. And instead of taking care, like to cook your perfect meal every day, which is impossible, well, I'm health oriented and I can't do it. I rather take a spoon of the 8 most important fibers, add it to my food, and I know I come to my daily dose of fibers. I'd rather take that little um, pinch shot of omega-3 than trying to eat 1.5 kilos of fish. And I know I come to my daily dose. And it has really changed my life. It has changed my client's life. We are so much more balanced. Um, we start to look younger, although we are getting older. So it's many
Yeah,
benefits. And
good.
especially when I heard it's preventing Alzheimer, I was like
Mhm.
to my mom and my stepdad, I was like, guys, you're gonna need that because I don't have time to care if you want to have Alzheimer and we can prevent it. So something that I haven't known when my grandma had Alzheimer, today I know, and I feel like
Mhm.
I want to tell everyone we don't have to be sick. Chronic disease doesn't have to be. And doctors are not the one, to be honest, who fix chronic disease, because
No,
I
of course, yeah.
I struggled a lot with chronic health issues, burnout, depression, etc., until I
Mhm.
understood that it comes from the gut, that it comes
Yeah.
from the whole body and how we treat ourselves. And since I have changed,
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
never sick. I'm always healthy.
It's good. Yeah, yeah. I had here a guest before. She's specializing in gut as well. I think she lives in, I think Switzerland or Holland, Netherlands. Yeah, it was also a very interesting conversation just about the gut, and I truly believe that, like, these things are super important. Like I know so many people, specifically, not gonna be naming because close, but like sick, and they cannot get rid of it, and they are trying all the external things they think is gonna help, but it doesn't. It's they need to start inside, but they don't want to. Yeah, so it's really good you are sharing that message, and I think, yeah, I think like I'm very excited to obviously speak to you in 3 weeks in LA, and we can have a deeper conversation about that as well. So you can let me know more, because one of the things what I'm, for example, doing is when I do I'm a big fan of Tony Robbins, yeah. So when we do things like Tony, what he does is a lot of energy, you know. And for energy, you need to be healthy. If you are healthy, then obviously you can do things for their business, whatever you want. And and this is how I run my own events. Like, people come for a sales training or a raising finance training, whatever. But we first, like, 2-3 hours is nothing about sales or raising finance, all about state, beliefs, energy, and all these things. So what you are saying, it plays with that. That's why I ordered the water and ionizer. I have it now. My business partners have it. And then there are other things like you are sharing. So it will be good to know what they are, because it's good to know the best things. So then it nicely goes with my clients. Like, you need to be healthy. Do that. So more I can help them, more successful they'll be in their life in general. So it's just adding on to that. So yeah, I'll be excited to know more.
Yeah, it's really, I think that's the way to do it. It's like a more holistic approach to success because I mean, I think it's easy to hit some certain money goals, but at some time, if the work is getting more and more and more, you also need to build your body more and more and more. And for sure, it's also more than just food. It's also training, exercise, bringing that energy into flow, actually. Because if we feel tired or stuck or say, yeah, we just need to move again, like dance, take a shower. Shower water is actually the biggest is it called conductor of energy, like changing the energy. So if I tell someone, if you're in a bad mood or your emotions are becoming overwhelmed, just take a shower, jump to the pool, jump into the ocean. If you don't have that, take a shower. And you cannot be the same person after water running over your body. So that's a really easy tool to implement, actually, because your whole
Mhm.
energy field changes with water. So that's amazing. I love that tool. If I'm around many people as an energy healer, I'm super sensitive. I
Mhm.
pick up all the different energies. So
Mhm.
the first thing back in my hotel room after an event, I have to take a shower or I have to go to the pool, clear my energy to feel myself again. And I think this is also so important to know how to release other people's energy and feel yourself again. And then usually
Mhm.
it's peace and calm and harmony. And when it's more of overwhelm and stress, usually it's not even your own energy, but the energies you have picked up of everyone
Mhm.
else. So it's great that you integrate that also into your work. Yeah, that's so important.
Yeah, yeah,
Yay.
good. Perfect. Yeah, I think we've done well, around 40 minutes. Thank you very much, Sabrina, for all this amazing knowledge and information you are passing to the people who are listening. And I'm sure we're gonna do a second time and go deeper in certain topics. So thank you very much.
Very much for having me.